Welcome to Road Ready Recaps. Are you looking for a concise and full overview of Illinois Rules of the Road 2025? You are at the right place. Let's begin. Chapter 1, Illinois Driver's License. Welcome to the very first section of the Illinois Rules of the Road. Here you'll learn who needs a license, which documents to bring, and how to keep your credential current, all essentials before you ever sit behind the wheel. Age restrictions, drivers 16 to 21. Must be at least 16 to obtain a license. Driver education and 50 hours practice required for 1617-year-olds. Ages 1820 first-time applicants must complete a 6-hour adult driver education course if they have no prior training. Under 18 cannot drive vehicles for hire. Drivers under 21 face limits on transporting passengers or operating CDL-type vehicles. Exemptions. New residents may use an out-of-state license for up to 90 days. Visitors, out-of-state students, and active-duty military with valid licenses may drive in Illinois. Certain farm equipment and government vehicles are exempt from licensing requirements. Changing the name/address on an Illinois driver's license/ID card. Name changes must be reported within 30 days with legal documentation. Address changes must be reported within 10 days via DMV, online, or mail. A corrected card requires proof of residency and the appropriate fee. Document/ID requirements for driver's license/ID card. Applicants must prove legal name, date of birth, social security number, residency, and signature. Real ID applicants provide additional identity and residency proof. Different combinations apply for first-time, duplicate, or corrected cards. Driver's license/ID card renewal. Renewal notices are mailed 90 days before expiration, but you remain responsible for timely renewal. Standard licenses are valid for years. Shorter terms apply to drivers 81 plus or under 21. Eligible clean record drivers may renew from home through the Safe Driver Renewal Program. Penalties for driver's license/ID card fraud. Presenting false information or IDs is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. Offenders face a 12-month suspension or revocation of driving privileges. Using or allowing use of fictitious or altered licenses is strictly prohibited. Medical report. Applicants must disclose conditions that could impair safe driving or medications that affect alertness. A physician-completed medical report may be required and must be submitted within 90 days. Drivers must report new disqualifying medical conditions to the Secretary of State within 10 days. Driving records/abstracts. The SOS records all Illinois and out-of-state convictions and crashes. Drivers can purchase an abstract online, by mail, or at select facilities. Records may be created for non-residents if serious violations occur in Illinois. Non-driving programs related to the driver's license. Applicants are asked about organ/tissue donor registry, veteran status, and voter registration. Designations for veterans or Gold Star families can be added with proper proof. Emergency contact database lets drivers list contacts and medical needs for first responders. Driver's license/state ID card fees. Instruction permit $20, standard Class D license $30 for ages 2168. Reduced or no fee credentials for seniors 65 plus, persons with disabilities, and veterans in some cases. Adding or renewing a motorcycle classification costs an extra $5. Expanded online services. Renew driver's licenses, ID cards, and plate stickers online at ilsos.gov. Order driving record abstracts and file business documents electronically. Administrative hearing questions can be handled by email for added convenience. Chapter 1 Summary. Chapter 1 introduced the essentials of getting and keeping your Illinois driver's license, from age rules and paperwork to fees and online services. Master these basics now, and you'll be ready for what's next. In Chapter 2, we'll tackle the driver's license exams, so you'll walk into test day with confidence. Chapter 2, Driver's License Exams. Time to show what you know. This section breaks down every Illinois exam, vision, written, and road, so you can walk into the facility prepared and confident. Cheating and bribery. Suspicious behavior during the written test earns a warning. Proven cheating means failure and a 30-day wait to retest. Taking any exam on someone else's behalf is a crime with fines and at least 7 days in jail. Attempting to bribe or influence exam staff can result in license denial and prosecution. Vision screening. All applicants must pass an in-office screening or submit a vision specialist report dated within 6 months. Minimum 20/40ths acuity required. 20/41. 20/70ths restricts you to daylight driving only. Peripheral vision must be 140 degrees or greater. Telescopic lens users face extra testing. Corrective lens wearers receive a license restriction and must comply while driving. Written exam. Retaken every 8 years unless your record is conviction-free. 3 attempts allowed within 1 year. Covers sign, signal, and pavement marking ID plus laws, safety rules, crash prevention, and equipment. Motorcycle, commercial, and bus applicants must pass additional written tests. Driving exam. Required for first-time drivers, anyone 79 plus, or drivers flagged for retest. Test vehicle must be licensed, insured, and in the correct weight class. Show proof of insurance. Only the examiner rides along. Children or pets cannot be in the car or left unattended. Any traffic violation or unsafe act during the exam results in automatic failure. Special services. Free rules of the road. Review courses support seniors and new drivers. Interpreter services and oral written exams available by advance request. Rides along. Children or pets cannot be in the car or left unattended. Reduced fee plates for eligible seniors/disabled drivers. Veterans can add a license designation. Emergency contact info may be recorded. Chapter 2 Summary. With every test explained, you're set for success. Next, we'll look at rules just for drivers under 21. See you in Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Drivers under age 21. In this section, we zoom in on Illinois' teen driver rules, from getting a permit to graduating to unrestricted privileges. Master these steps so you and your young driver stay safe, legal, and confident on the road. Obtaining an instruction permit. Teens ages 15-17 may receive a 24-month instruction permit once an approved driver education provider confirms enrollment. Course must start within 30 days. Permit holders must pass vision and written exams. Results remain valid for the life of the permit. A permit must be held at least 9 consecutive months and allows supervised driving with a parent, legal guardian, or other licensed adult, 21 plus, 1 year experience, seated beside the student. Applying for an Illinois driver's license. Under 21 licenses print vertically and require an instruction permit, identity documents, 50-hour driving log, including 10 night hours, and parental consent form if under 18. Most applicants take vision, written, and road exams. However, spot check birthdays may require a DMV test even after passing a school road test. If issued before the permit expires, no extra fee is charged for the license upgrade. Driver Education and Cooperative Driver Testing Program. State-approved courses include greater than or equal to 30 hours classroom and greater than or equal to 6 hours behind-the-wheel training. Students earning an A or B overall may receive a cooperative driver testing certificate that waives the DMV road test. Certificate must be presented before it expires with the permit. High school dropouts lose the waiver unless enrolled in a GED or alternative program or granted an administrator's exception. First-time drivers, age 1820. Any first-time applicant aged 1820 who has never been licensed or completed driver ed must finish a 6-hour adult driver education course from a Secretary of State certified provider. Courses are offered in classroom or online formats. Non-certified courses are not accepted. Completion proof is mandatory before the SOS will issue a driver's license. Graduated Driver Licensing Program. Illinois' GDL requires drivers 1520 to earn full privileges through 3 phases: permit, initial licensing, and full licensing. Progression depends on maintaining a clean driving record. Violations can delay or roll back a phase. Nighttime driving limits, passenger caps, and cell phone bans tighten in earlier phases and ease as responsible driving is demonstrated. Permit phase, drivers age 15. Nighttime driving bans on Thursday 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and Friday Sat 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Local curfews may differ. Permit must be held 9 months. Teen must remain conviction-free and log at least 50 supervised hours, 10 at night. Any cell phone use while driving is illegal for permit holders except to call emergency services. Initial licensing phase, drivers ages 16-17. Same nighttime restrictions as permit phase continue until age 18. For first 12 months or until 18, whichever comes first, only 1 passenger under 20 is allowed, unless the passenger is a sibling, step-sibling, child, or stepchild. Driver must stay conviction-free for 6 months. A moving violation can extend phase requirements. Handheld and hands-free phone use remains prohibited for drivers under 19, except emergencies. Full licensing phase, drivers ages 1820. Age-based restrictions end, but sanctions apply if prior GDL requirements were not met. Zero-tolerance alcohol laws still apply to drivers under 21. Any BAC creates licensing consequences. Parents/legal guardians can still review the teen's driving record online via the SOS PIN system. Parental responsibility and consent. Parents/guardians may cancel a minor's license at any time until the driver turns 18. Reinstatement requires renewed consent or the driver reaching age 18. A free SOS online portal allows parents to monitor a teen's permit or license status and completion of driver ed certification. Resources such as the Parent-Teen Driving Guide and Printable Driving Contract help families set clear expectations and safety rules. Related laws, key violations, and penalties. 2 moving violations within 24 months trigger a suspension of at least 30 days and may require a remedial driving course. Under 2-1, drivers face zero-tolerance suspensions for any measurable BAC and harsher penalties for DUI convictions. Crashes causing bodily harm or death, open alcohol, or illicit drug possession can result in revocation or denial of licensing until age 18 or longer. Chapter 3 Summary. You've now mapped the entire journey from first permit to full license and the responsibilities that come with it. Next, we'll dive into Illinois traffic laws every driver must know. See you in Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Traffic Laws. Here's the heart of the Illinois rules of the road: right-of-way basics, speed limits, work zone rules, and more. Nail these laws and you'll drive smarter, safer, and ticket-free. Proper action when stopped by law enforcement. Pull over quickly but safely to the right-hand shoulder or nearest safe area. Activate your hazard lights at night. Remain in the vehicle with both hands visible on the steering wheel until the officer directs otherwise. Produce your driver's license, proof of insurance, and vehicle registration only when requested. Answer questions politely. Signing a citation is not an admission of guilt, but a promise to comply. Distracted driving. Texting while driving is illegal for all motorists. Reading or sending messages can cost fines and license suspensions. Handheld cell phone use is banned statewide. Only hands-free devices are allowed for drivers age 19+, and never in school or construction zones. Eating, grooming, pets, and in-vehicle infotainment systems can all divert attention. Stay focused on the road. Safety belt law. Illinois requires all drivers and passengers age 8+ to wear a properly adjusted safety belt, even in the back seat. Drivers are responsible for ensuring passengers under 16 are buckled. Violations are primary offenses that allow police to stop you solely for non-use. Lap belt should lie across hips, not stomach. Shoulder belt across chest, never behind the back or under the arm. Airbag safety. Airbags deploy at roughly 200 miles per hour. Always sit at least 10 inches from the steering wheel. Buckle up. Airbags supplement, not replace, safety belts. Children under 12 are safest in the rear seat, properly restrained, away from active airbags. Child Passenger Protection Act. Children under 8 must be secured in an appropriate child safety seat, rear or forward-facing or booster as size dictates. A child safety seat must be used according to manufacturer instructions and fit the vehicle seat tightly. Violations carry fines and court-ordered safety seat refresher courses. Speed limits. 30 miles per hour in urban districts and most residential areas, 15 miles per hour in alleys. 55 miles per hour on most 2-lane highways outside urban areas, 70 miles per hour on rural interstates, 65 miles per hour on urban interstates and tollways. Always follow posted limits and reduce speed for weather, traffic, or road conditions. Construction zones. Work zone speed limits, often 45 miles per hour. Apply 24/7 when workers or equipment are present. Fines are doubled for violations. Cell phone use is prohibited in construction zones even with hands-free devices. Obey flaggers and orange signs. Move into open lanes well in advance. Emergency/maintenance vehicles. Scott's Law, move over, slow down and change lanes away from any stopped emergency or maintenance vehicle with flashing lights. If a lane change is impossible, reduce speed and proceed with caution. Failure to comply can lead to hefty fines, license suspension, and possible jail time if injuries occur. School zones. Speed limit is 20 miles per hour on school days between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. when children are present. Full stop required for school buses loading or unloading with flashing red lights and extended stop arm, both directions unless separated by a median. Handheld and hands-free cell phone use is illegal while driving in a school zone. Funeral processions. Lead vehicle carries flashing purple or amber lights and flags. All other procession vehicles display headlights and hazard lights. Other drivers must yield the right-of-way and may not cut through or join the procession. Passing a funeral procession is prohibited unless directed by police. Right-of-way. Yield to pedestrians in crosswalks, emergency vehicles with lights/sirens, and construction or maintenance equipment. At uncontrolled intersections, the first driver to stop should proceed first. If arriving simultaneously, yield to the driver on your right. Always yield when turning left, entering or crossing a roadway from an alley, driveway, or private road. Passing. Pass on the left only when the lane is clear and you can return safely before oncoming traffic is within 200 feet. Do not exceed the posted speed limit while passing. It is illegal to pass on hills, curves, intersections, railroad crossings, or within 100 feet of bridges, viaducts, or tunnels. You may pass on the right only when the vehicle ahead is turning left and you have sufficient pavement without leaving the roadway. Lane usage. Keep right except to pass. Slower traffic should travel in the right lane on multi-lane highways. Center lanes on 3-lane highways are generally for through traffic, not passing. Use left turn lanes or two-way left turn center lanes only for turning, not as acceleration or merging lanes. Signaling. Signal at least 100 feet before turning in business or residential areas and 200 feet on highways or rural roads. Use electrical turn signals. If unavailable, hand and arm signals are acceptable during daylight. Be sure signals cancel automatically or manually after completing the maneuver. Turning. For a right turn, stay close to the right curb/edge and turn into the right lane of the route entered. Left turns on red are allowed only from a one-way street onto another one-way street after a complete stop and if clear. When turning left from a two-way street, yield to oncoming traffic and turn into the lane closest to the center line of the road entered. Changing lanes. Check mirrors, signal, look over your shoulder for blind spot traffic, then move smoothly into the new lane. Maintain your speed, don't slow or speed excessively during the lane change. After completing the maneuver, cancel your signal promptly. U-turns. U-turns are prohibited on interstates, expressways, and in school zones or business districts unless specifically permitted. Do not make a U-turn on curves near the crest of a hill or where visibility is less than 500 feet. Always yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians when performing a U-turn. Hazard signal. Activate four-way flashers when your vehicle becomes disabled or when driving significantly slower than traffic due to an emergency. Use hazard lights in fog or heavy precipitation only if stopped or traveling below traffic speed to avoid confusing other drivers. Pull completely off the roadway, if possible, before activating hazard signals. Chapter 4 Summary. Knowing Illinois traffic laws keeps you and everyone around you safe. Up next, we'll explore sharing the road with pedestrians, cyclists, and school buses. See you in Chapter 5. Chapter 5. Sharing the road. Illinois roads are a community space: cars, bikes, buses, farm equipment, even horses. This section explains how to respect every roadway user so everyone arrives safely. Pedestrians. Stop for pedestrians at all crosswalks, marked or unmarked, when they step off the curb or signal intent. Never pass vehicles stopped at a crosswalk. They may be yielding to pedestrians you cannot see. Yield the sidewalk when entering or exiting alleys, driveways, or private roads. Extra caution is required for children, seniors, and persons with disabilities. School buses and children. When a school bus flashes red lights and extends its stop arm, traffic in both directions must stop on 2-lane roads. On 4-lane roads, only traffic traveling in the same direction must stop. Remain stopped until the lights stop flashing and the arm is withdrawn. Violations carry a minimum $300 fine and license suspension. Slow to 20 miles per hour in school zones on school days, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., when children are present. Emergency vehicles. Pull to the right edge of the road and stop when you see or hear lights/sirens. If in an intersection, clear it first. Scott's Law, move over and slow down for any stationary emergency, maintenance, or tow vehicle with flashing lights. Failure to comply can lead to heavy fines, license suspension, and possible jail time if injuries occur. Motorcycles and scooters. Motorcycles have full use of the lane. Do not crowd or share a lane beside them. Signal and look twice before changing lanes or turning. Motorcycles are easily hidden in blind spots. Allow at least a 3-second following distance. In slick conditions or high winds, add more space. Never rely on a motorcycle's turn signal alone. It may not self-cancel. Bicycles and e-bikes. Bicycles are entitled to the same rights and responsibilities as motor vehicles. Treat them as another slow vehicle. Give at least 3 feet of clearance when passing and change lanes if space is limited. Check mirrors and blind spots for bikes before opening a door. Dutch reach prevents door-in crashes. At night, bikes must display a white front light and red rear reflector/light. Reduce speed and give extra space. Large vehicles, trucks, and buses. Avoid lingering in no zones. Large blind spots to the front, sides, and rear of big rigs and buses. When passing, maintain a consistent speed and only re-enter the lane when the entire front of the truck is visible in your mirror. Give trucks extra room to turn. They often swing wide or start the turn from the middle lane. Allow more following distance. Large vehicles require longer stopping distances. Slow-moving and farm equipment. Orange reflective triangle marks vehicles designed for less than or equal to 25 miles per hour. Anticipate sudden slowdowns. Reduce speed early and only pass when it is safe and legal. Watch for equipment turning into fields or farm drives. Some machinery is extra wide. Give plenty of room and be patient. Horseback riders and animal-drawn vehicles. Approach slowly, do not honk, and allow a wide berth. Animals can spook unpredictably. If passing, leave ample space and accelerate gradually once clear. Illinois law treats animal-drawn vehicles as traffic. Yield appropriately and obey hand signals from riders or drivers. Snowmobiles and off-highway vehicles. Snowmobiles may cross roads at designated points. Watch for orange warning signs. Yield when they are crossing and give them full right-of-way. Off-highway vehicles are prohibited on most public roads unless specifically posted otherwise. Chapter 5 Summary. With these sharing the road rules in mind, you'll navigate safely around everyone from school buses to snowmobiles. Chapter 6 dives into safe driving habits for every situation. See you there. Chapter 6. Driving under the influence. DUI. Alcohol, cannabis, and impairing drugs endanger every road user. This section details Illinois' DUI definitions, penalties, and prevention tools so you can make safe, lawful choices. Blood alcohol concentration, BAC/presence of drugs. Illinois defines DUI as a BAC of 0.08% or greater, or any level of impairing drug, including THC, in the blood, breath, or urine. Drivers can still be arrested for BACs below 0.08% if impairment is observed. Commercial drivers are held to a 0.04% BAC. School bus drivers and drivers under 21 must maintain 0%. Medical and recreational cannabis, marijuana. Driving is prohibited with a THC blood concentration of 5 ng/ml or more, or with any level that causes impairment. Using cannabis in a motor vehicle, even when parked on a public road, is illegal. Registered medical cannabis card holders are not exempt from DUI laws and can be arrested if impaired. Other drugs. Prescription, over-the-counter, or illicit drugs, opioids, antihistamines, benzodiazepines, etc., can impair judgment and reaction time. Combining drugs with alcohol multiplies impairment and legal penalties. Always read medication labels and consult physicians or pharmacists before driving. DUI laws. First conviction, minimum 1-year driver license revocation, fines up to $2,500 and possible jail time up to 364 days. Subsequent convictions escalate to felony aggravated DUI with longer revocations, higher fines, mandatory jail or community service, and vehicle registration sanctions. Transporting a child under 16 while DUI or causing injury elevates penalties. Implied consent law. By driving on Illinois roads, you consent to chemical testing of breath, blood, or urine when arrested for DUI. Refusing testing results in a statutory summary suspension of driving privileges, minimum 12 months for first refusal. Test failure, BAC greater than or equal to 0.08 or trace drugs, triggers a 6-month summary suspension for first offense. Statutory summary suspension/revocation. Administrative sanction that begins on the 46th day after notice, separate from court penalties. Periods range from 6 months, first test failure, to 36 months, test refusal with prior DUI offenses. Drivers may be eligible for a monitoring device driving permit, MDDP, with a BID. Breath alcohol ignition interlock device, BID. A BID prevents the vehicle from starting if breath alcohol concentration exceeds 0.025%. First-time DUI offenders must install a BID to receive an MDDP during suspension. Tampering or driving without a BID is a Class 4 felony. Related DUI offenses. Aggravated DUI. DUI committed with specific aggravating factors, e.g., accident causing great bodily harm, driving a school bus, second DUI while suspended for DUI. Illegal transportation/open container. It is illegal for driver or passengers to possess open alcohol. First offense, fine $165. Driver receives points. Driving while suspended/revoked for DUI leads to extended revocation and possible jail. Parental responsibility and contributing to a DUI. Hosting underage drinking or providing alcohol to minors can result in Class A misdemeanor or Class 4 felony if injury/death occurs. Parents or guardians who knowingly allow minors to drive after consuming alcohol may face civil and criminal liability. Vehicle owners can be charged for permitting an intoxicated person to drive. Drivers under age 21, zero tolerance. Any trace of alcohol, BAC 0.00 plus, while driving triggers a mandatory 3-month license suspension, first offense. Refusing testing results in a 6-month suspension. Penalties escalate with prior offenses. Under 2-1 DUI conviction results in license revocation for a minimum of 2 years, plus all standard DUI penalties. Chapter 6 Summary. Illinois imposes strict consequences for impaired driving, from immediate license suspensions to felony charges. Choose a sober driver, rideshare, or public transit, and keep the road safe. Chapter 7 covers vehicle safety essentials. See you there. Chapter 7. Traffic violations and crashes. Tickets, points, and collisions can threaten your license and finances. Chapter 7 explains court obligations, crash duties, and the laws that keep drivers accountable. Crash duties: stop, aid, report. After any crash, stop in a safe, well-lit spot without blocking traffic and activate hazard lights or flares. Check for injuries, render reasonable assistance, and call 911. Failure to help is a crime. Exchange names, addresses, phone numbers, driver's license and insurance information, and vehicle details. Warn approaching traffic and, when possible, move disabled vehicles off the roadway. Appearing in court/failure to appear. Minor traffic tickets list a court date. Ignoring the ticket or failing to appear leads to an ex parte conviction and license sanctions. Drivers under 18 must appear with a parent or legal guardian. Suspensions for failure to appear issued between January 1, 2020 and December 31, 2024 will be cleared automatically. Older suspensions remain until fines and reinstatement fee are paid. Out-of-state citations, non-resident violator compact. Illinois license holders ticketed in member states may pay the fine on site, contest the ticket in that state, or sign a promise to comply and handle it from home. Breaking the promise to comply results in suspension of the Illinois license until the matter is resolved. Crash reports. Illinois requires a report if injury, death, or property damage greater than $1,500, greater than $500 if any driver is uninsured. School bus. Related crashes and incidents within 50 feet of a bus with injury/death must always be reported. Drivers have 30 minutes to notify police. Reports must be filed with IDT within 10 days or face license suspension. Leaving the scene of a crash. Hit and run with injury or death is a felony leading to driver license revocation and possible imprisonment. Failing to stop for property damage only crashes results in fines, jail up to 1 year, and suspension. Penalties escalate with prior offenses or if alcohol/drug impairment is involved. Unattended vehicles, parked car crashes. If you strike a parked vehicle, stop, locate the owner, or leave a written notice with your name, address, and license number. Failure to notify is a Class A misdemeanor and may trigger license suspension. Safety responsibility law. After certain crashes, drivers may be required to post security, bond, to cover damages or face license suspension. Failure to satisfy a damage judgment results in indefinite suspension until settlement is proven. Financial responsibility law. All crash-involved drivers must prove ability to pay judgments. Suspension continues until proof of payment agreement or SR2 insurance is filed. SR2 must be maintained for 3 years following reinstatement. Crash prevention courses, driver improvement. Courts may order a defensive driving or crash prevention course in lieu of conviction or as a condition of reinstatement. Successful completion can remove points, reduce fines, or shorten suspension periods. Failure to complete the course by the court-ordered deadline reinstates the original conviction. Chapter 7 Summary. Resolve tickets promptly and follow every crash response rule to avoid costly suspensions or criminal charges. Up next, defensive driving tips for everyday conditions in Chapter 8. Chapter 8. License revocation, suspension, denial, and cancellation. When serious offenses or paperwork problems arise, Illinois can take away your driving privilege. This section explains each action, how long it lasts, and what it takes to get back on the road. Revocation. Revocation terminates your driving privilege for at least 1 year. You must reapply and meet all testing and fee requirements after the minimum period. Typical causes include DUI convictions, leaving the scene of a fatal crash, or perjury on license applications. You may be eligible for a restricted driving permit, RDP, during revocation if undue hardship is proven. Suspension. Suspension withdraws your license for a set time, then privileges automatically return after reinstatement fee is paid. Common triggers: unpaid traffic tickets, too many moving violation points, test failure BAC greater than or equal to 0.08%, or failure to maintain insurance. Driving while suspended extends the suspension and can result in jail and vehicle impoundment. Cancellation. Cancels the license because the driver should never have been licensed, false statements, medical disqualification, or failure to provide required information. Drivers may reapply once the cause of cancellation is resolved and eligibility proven. No driving is allowed until a new license is issued. Denial. Refusal to issue a license to an applicant, for example, when a revocation is still in effect or medical fitness is unresolved. Denials may be temporary until conditions are met or extended for repeat serious offenders. A hearing process is available through the Secretary of State to review denial decisions. Reinstatement requirements.
Pay de reinstatement fee, $500 for DUI related, $250 for non-DUI, plus application fee.
Complete all alcohol/drug evaluations, driver remedial or safety awareness courses ordered. Provide proof of insurance, SR2, when required and pass vision, written and road exams if the revocation exceeded 1 year. Restricted driving permit, RDP. Allows limited driving, work, school, medical, daycare, when revocation or suspension would cause extreme hardship. Requires an administrative hearing, proof of hardship, clean breath alcohol readings if bait-equipped, and SR2 insurance. Violating RDP restrictions leads to cancellation and extended sanctions. Monitoring device driving permit and BID. First-time DUI offenders under suspension may receive an MDDP after installation of a breath alcohol ignition interlock device. BID prevents the car from starting if breath alcohol is greater than or equal to 0.025%. Random rolling retests ensure ongoing sobriety. Tampering, breath sample substitution, or driving another vehicle results in felony charges and extended suspension. Loss of driving privilege, habitual offender. Drivers accruing 10+ offenses that include at least one automatic revocation within 3 years face a 5-year revocation. 3 reckless driving convictions in 12 months result in a 12-month suspension. Serious traffic offenses while holding a CDL can lead to lifetime disqualification from commercial driving. Administrative actions, non-traffic. License can be suspended for failing to pay child support, truancy, vandalism, or misuse of a state parking placard. Court-ordered medical reviews or vision screenings can trigger cancellation if requirements are not met. Keeping contact information current with the SOS prevents accidental suspensions due to undelivered notices. Chapter 8 Summary. Revocations, suspensions, denials, cancellations. Now you know the differences and the steps to regain your license. Chapter 9 explores safe driving techniques for everyday and special conditions. Chapter 9. Roadway signs. Road signs use shape, color, and symbols to give instant instructions. Learn how to read them at a glance so you can respond safely and legally every time you drive. Shapes of signs. Octagon equals stop. Only stop signs use this shape. Equilateral triangle, point down, equals yield, slow and give right of way. Diamond equals warning of upcoming conditions, curves, crossings, etc. Rectangle, vertical equals regulatory, horizontal equals guide or parks/recreation. Pentagon equals school zone/crossing, pennant equals no passing zone on left side. Circle equals railroad advance warning, crossbuck equals railroad crossing. Shield equals route marker for U.S. highways and interstates. Colors of signs. Red equals stop, yield, wrong way, or prohibition. Black and white equals regulatory, speed limits, one way. Yellow equals general warnings of roadway conditions or hazards ahead. Orange equals construction or maintenance warning. Green equals guide information, directions, distances, exits. Blue equals motorist services, hospitals, rest areas, also parking for disabled. Brown equals recreational and cultural interest guidance. Fluorescent yellow-green equals pedestrian, bicycle, and school crossings. Pink equals traffic incident management. Regulatory signs. Always stop. Traffic from every direction must stop and proceed in arrival order. Do not enter/wrong way. Mark roads you must not enter. Turn around immediately. Speed zone ahead and speed limit. Prepare to slow. Obey posted maximum/minimum speeds. No U-turn/no right or left turn. The movement indicated is prohibited. Lane control signs, e.g., two-way left turn lane, keep right, regulate specific lane use. Road close or stop here on red. Obey the instruction exactly. Violations carry fines. No passing zone pennant, and do not pass/pass with care pair control passing areas. Warning signs. Yellow diamonds alert to curves, intersections, hills, animal crossings, and merging traffic. Advanced signs for signals, stops, or yields let you adjust speed before the device. School and pedestrian crossings use fluorescent yellow-green pentagons/diamonds. Chevron and large arrow boards guide drivers through sharp changes in roadway alignment. Orange diamonds duplicate these warnings in construction zones where conditions change. Railroad and other special crossings. Circular advance warning sign alerts that tracks cross the road ahead. Slow, look, listen. Crossbuck at the tracks counts as a yield sign. Stop if a train approaches. Supplemental panels show number of tracks. Flashing lights/gates require a complete stop. Beacons or pavement markings reinforce the crossing where visibility is limited. Guide, service, and recreation signs. Green guide signs give directions to cities, streets, and highway exits with arrows and mile counts. Blue signs indicate gas, food, lodging, hospitals, rest areas, and EV charging. Brown signs point to parks, historic sites, campgrounds, and scenic routes. Interstate, U.S., and state route markers provide route identification. Follow additional arrows for direction. Incident management and temporary signs. Fluorescent pink signs and flags denote emergency incidents or unplanned events. Slow and follow directions of responders. Portable changeable message boards provide real-time information on detours or hazards. Always watch for uniformed personnel directing traffic and obey their signals over sign indications. Chapter 9 Summary. Mastering sign shapes and colors lets you process information instantly and keeps you ready for anything the road throws at you. Final stop, Chapter 10 covers vehicle safety and maintenance. Chapter 10. Traffic signals and pavement markings. Lights, lines, arrows, and colors guide every move you make behind the wheel. This section teaches you how to read signals and road markings so you always choose the correct lane, speed, and action. Traffic signal basics. Signals are ordered top to bottom or left to right, red, yellow, green for rapid recognition. A steady red means stop before the marked line or crosswalk until green appears. A steady yellow warns the signal is about to turn red, enter the intersection only if unsafe to stop. A steady green grants right-of-way unless turning left without an arrow, yield to oncoming traffic. Arrow signals. Green arrow equals protected turn in direction shown. Opposing traffic is stopped. Yellow arrow cautions the protected phase is ending, prepare to yield. Red arrow prohibits the indicated turn. Right turn on red arrow is illegal unless a sign allows it. Flashing yellow arrow permits the turn after yielding to pedestrians and traffic. Flashing signals. Flashing red equals stop, then proceed when clear, same as a stop sign. Flashing yellow equals slow down and proceed with caution through the intersection. Used where extra attention is needed, such as high-speed crossroads or signal malfunctions. Lane control and ramp signals. Overhead green downward arrow indicates the lane is open. A red X means the lane is closed. Move out immediately. Yellow X or diagonal arrow warns the lane will close ahead. Merge as soon as practical. Ramp meters manage freeway traffic flow. Obey the signal exactly. Running a red ramp light is a violation. Pedestrian and bicycle signals. Walking person equals pedestrians may start crossing. They should finish if signal changes to flashing don't walk. Flashing don't walk signals late pedestrians to finish quickly. Steady don't walk means do not start. Bicycle-specific signals use bike icons and follow standard color meanings. Stop on red, proceed on green. Pavement markings fundamentals. Yellow lines separate traffic moving in opposite directions. White lines separate traffic moving the same direction. Broken lines permit crossing with caution. Solid lines generally prohibit crossing except to avoid hazards. Edge lines mark the outer boundary of drivable pavement. White on right, yellow on left of divided highways. Centerlines and passing rules. Single broken yellow centerline. Two-way traffic. Passing allowed when clear. Icons and follow standard color meanings. Stop on red, proceed on green. Broken yellow next to solid. Passing allowed for traffic adjacent to the broken line only. Double solid yellow. No passing in either direction. Stay in your lane. Turn and reversible lanes. Two-way left turn lane. TWLTL center lane marked by parallel solid and dashed yellow lines with left turn arrows. Enter only to turn left. Reversible lanes use double broken yellow lines and overhead signals to change direction at different times of day. Obey lane use control signals and signage to avoid head-on conflicts. White lane lines and arrows. Broken white lines divide lanes on multi-lane roads. Crossing is permitted with caution. Solid white lines discourage lane changes. Double solid white lines prohibit them, e.g., freeway exits. White directional arrows or only word markings indicate required movement from the lane. Stop lines, crosswalks, and bike lanes. A wide white stop line shows where to stop at signals or signs. Keep wheels behind the line. Marked crosswalks are white lines or ladder patterns where pedestrians have right-of-way. Solid white bike lane lines plus bike symbols reserve space for cyclists. Yield before crossing a bike lane to turn. Special symbols and colored pavement. HOV diamonds mark lanes reserved for carpools, buses, or EVs during posted hours. School zone markings include the word school and diagonal crosswalk lines slow to posted speed. Yellow or green curb paint may indicate loading zones, bus stops, or no parking areas as signed. Chapter 10 Summary. Signals tell you when to go, markings tell you where to be. Memorize these visual cues and you'll flow smoothly and safely through every intersection and roadway. Chapter 11. Safe Driving Tips. Safe driving is about staying alert, reading the road ahead, and giving yourself time to react. This chapter collects proven techniques that cut crashes in everyday Illinois traffic. Drive defensively. Scan ahead and around your vehicle. Never assume another driver will yield. Keep escape routes in mind so you can steer toward the least dangerous option if a crash is unavoidable. Signal early and maintain a space cushion on all sides. Following distances. Apply the 3-second rule. Pick a roadside marker. Reach it no sooner than 3 seconds after the vehicle ahead. Add extra seconds on wet, icy, or gravel surfaces. If tailgate, change lanes or gradually pull over to let the driver pass. Vehicle speed. Match speed to weather, traffic, and road surface even when it is below the posted limit. Doubling your speed makes the stopping distance roughly 4 times longer. Wind, worn brakes, or small tread tires all require additional stopping room. Slow down. Drowsy driving. Fatigue slows reaction time and decision-making much like alcohol. Start trips well-rested and schedule frequent breaks to stretch and hydrate. Shift your visual focus around signs, mirrors, and distant points to stay alert. Weather conditions. Turn off cruise control and lengthen following distance in fog, rain, snow, or high winds. Use low-beam headlights in fog. If visibility drops, pull completely off the roadway. Ease off the accelerator. If you hydroplane, steer gently. Avoid hard braking. Before winter travel, clear all windows, lights, and carry traction gear. Brake gently to test grip. Special driving situations and hazards. On expressways, use the speed change lane to reach traffic speed, signal, and merge smoothly. Keep right except to pass. Never stop on travel lanes. Go to the shoulder for emergencies. Missed your exit? Continue to the next. Reversing or backing is illegal and deadly. Dim high beams within 500 feet of oncoming traffic and avoid overdriving your headlights at night. Equipment failure. Tire blowout or lost wheel. Grip the wheel firmly, ease off gas, and steer to a safe stop. Brake failure. Pump the pedal. If no pressure, use the parking brake and downshift. Steering failure. Ease off gas, flashers on, brake gently to prevent a spin. Stuck accelerator. Hook toe under pedal. If still stuck, shift to neutral and brake. Aggressive driving. Speeding, tailgating, running lights, and cutting off cars are all forms of aggressive driving. If confronted, avoid eye contact, stay calm, and do not retaliate. Keep doors locked, windows up, and leave space ahead to pull away if necessary. Stranded motorists' safety protocols. On high-capacity roads, pull to the right shoulder, stay buckled, activate hazards, and call 911 or *999. Remain inside unless exiting is safe. On low-capacity roads, step away from traffic flow. Use hazard flashers, reflective triangles, or flares, and wait for professional assistance. Chapter 11 Summary. From 3-second gaps to winter traction tips, these habits give you precious seconds when things go wrong. Master them now, and our next video will show how to keep your car itself ready for the challenge. Chapter 12. Equipment for safe driving. Your car's condition is as important as your skill. This chapter lists the parts Illinois mandates and those it forbids to keep every roadway user safe. Required equipment. State law mandates working brakes, headlights, turn signals, license plate light, parking lights, and safety belts, plus child restraints. Headlights must be on from sunset to sunrise, in rain/fog/snow, or whenever visibility is less than 1,000 feet. Foot brake must stop a 20 miles per hour car within 30 feet. Parking brake must hold on hills and stop within 55 feet. Turn signals. All passenger vehicles, except motorcycles, trailers, and semi-trailers, need right and left turn signals front and rear. Turn signal lamps must be visible from at least 300 feet in normal sunlight. Keep lenses amber, front, or red/amber, rear, and repair burned-out bulbs promptly to avoid citations. License plate light. A white bulb must illuminate the rear license plate so it's readable from 50 feet at night. Plate light must operate whenever headlights are on. Covering or tinting the light or plate is illegal and may result in a ticket. Parking lights. Required on vehicles stopped on any roadway at night unless local ordinance allows otherwise. Parking light circuit is separate from headlights. Do not drive using parking lights alone. Red rear lamps and amber/white front lamps must be visible at 500 feet. Safety belts. Illinois law, every driver and passenger age 8+ must wear a properly adjusted belt, even in back seats. Belts reduce fatal injury risk by about 45% in cars and 60% in light trucks. Drivers are responsible for belting passengers under 16. Violations are a primary stop. Restricted equipment. Certain items are limited or prohibited: projecting loads, flashing lights, studded tires, TV screens in driver view, and radar jammers. Any equipment that creates distraction or confusion for other drivers is unlawful. Use aftermarket accessories only if they meet FMVSS standards and state regulations. Projecting loads. Loads extending greater than or equal to 4 feet beyond rear bumper need a red flag, day, or red lamp, night, visible 500 feet. Side projections greater than 6 inches require red lamps/flags front and rear. Secure loads firmly to prevent shifting or spilling onto the roadway. Backup lights. White backup lamps may only light when the vehicle is in reverse gear. Using backup lights while driving forward is illegal and misleading. Keep lenses clean to ensure pedestrians and drivers see reversing intent. Flashing or moving lights. Flashing red, blue, or white lights reserved for emergency, snowplow, and school vehicles. Oscillating/rotating lights illegal on passenger cars, except as allowed for volunteer EMS/fire with permit. Amber flashing lights allowed on slow-moving or service vehicles to warn traffic. Red lights. Vehicles other than emergency may not display a red light visible from the front. Rear stop lamps must be red. Aftermarket covers that alter hue or brightness are unlawful. Forward-facing red LEDs or neons pose confusion and are ticketable. Running board lights. Permitted only if they emit white or amber and illuminate the running board solely. Lights may not flash, rotate, or project outward glare. Typically limited to 2 per side. Cowl or fender lamps. Optional white or amber lamps mounted near the front fenders. Must not exceed 30 candle power and may not flash. Useful for added side visibility but cannot substitute for turn signals. Studded tires. Allowed on passenger vehicles only between November 15th and April 1st. Banned on autobahns, tollways, Class 1 highways. Studs must not protrude more than 1/16 inch beyond tread. Commercial vehicles greater than 10,000 pounds may not use studded tires at any time. Televisions or video. Screens visible to the driver while driving are prohibited. Navigation displays accepted. Rear seat entertainment must be positioned so images are not within the driver's sight line. Violation can result in fines and equipment orders for removal. Antique vehicles. Antiques, greater than 25 years, largely original, may use one tail lamp, stop lamp, and turn signal per rear side. Red rear reflector required. Lighting must be functional for night operation. Annual safety equipment exemptions apply only if vehicle driven to shows or on weekends. Radar jamming device. Possessing or using any radar or laser jamming device in a motor vehicle is illegal in Illinois. Offense is a Class B misdemeanor plus fine and device confiscation. Passive radar detectors receivers remain legal for non-commercial vehicles. Chapter 12 Summary. A legally equipped vehicle stops quickly, signals clearly, and never confuses other drivers. Check these items often and drive with confidence. Chapter 13. Owning a vehicle. Buying, titling, and insuring a car come with legal steps that protect both you and the public. This chapter walks through those responsibilities so you can keep your registration and your wallet in good standing. Purchasing a vehicle. Illinois law places responsibility on the buyer to ensure proper title transfer and tax payment within 20 days. Keep the bill of sale, odometer disclosure, and signed title. You will need them to register and plate the car. Sales tax is figured on purchase price or model year schedule and must be submitted with the title application. Purchasing from a dealer. Within 20 days, the dealer must file the application for vehicle transactions, signed title/CO, and all fees with the Secretary of State. Dealer provides a 90-day temporary registration permit so you can drive while plates are processed. Be sure to receive copies of the ST556 sales tax form, warranty documents, and a buyer's order for your records. Purchasing from a private owner. Buyer files the application for vehicle transactions, signed title/license fees, and vehicle use tax, RU250, within 20 days. Use tax scales with model year, less than $15,000, or purchase price, greater than or equal to $15,000. Plates stay with the seller. Attach your own valid plates or obtain a temporary registration permit before driving. Purchasing out of state. Vehicles bought elsewhere must meet Illinois emissions and insurance rules before being registered here. Pay Illinois vehicle use tax even if sales tax was collected in the other state. Credit is given for taxes already paid. Out-of-state titles must accompany the application for vehicle transactions when applying for an Illinois title. Vehicle registration and title. All motor vehicles and mobile homes must have an Illinois certificate of title. Registration is proof you may operate on public roads. Passenger vehicle registration fee is $151. Late renewal beyond 1 month adds a $20 penalty. Keep the vehicle registration ID card in the car or on your person while driving. License plate requirements. Most passenger vehicles must display plates front and rear. Motorcycles and trailers need only a rear plate. Plates and frames may not cover letters, numbers, validation sticker, or state name. When selling a car, remove your plates. They stay with the owner, not the vehicle. Temporary registration permit. TRP is a paper permit displayed where the rear plate goes and is valid for 90 days. Issued by dealers, remittance agents, and SOS facilities while permanent plates are produced. Destroy the permit once plates arrive to prevent misuse. License plate renewal. SOS sends renewal notices 60 days before expiration, but it is your responsibility to renew on time. Renew online, by mail, phone, or at authorized banks/currency exchanges. Attach the sticker upper right on rear plate. Electronic receipt carried in the vehicle is valid for 30 days after sticker expiration while waiting for the new sticker. Special license plates. Dozens of specialty, organizational, collegiate, military, and vanity plates are available for additional fees. Personalized/vanity requests must meet character limits and avoid offensive words. Renew annually along with base fee. Reduced fee plates are offered to qualifying seniors and persons with disabilities under the Benefit Access Program. Mandatory insurance. Minimum liability limits. $25,000 injury/death 1 person, $50,000 injury/death multiple, $20,000 property damage. Proof of insurance must be carried and shown to law enforcement or at registration renewal. Random computer verifications and traffic stops enforce compliance. Violations trigger fines, plate suspension, and possible license suspension. Emissions testing. Vehicles registered in Olive Cook, DuPage, Lake, and parts of Kane, Kendall, McHenry, Will, Madison, Monroe, and St. Clair counties must pass IEPA testing. Renewal is blocked until the vehicle passes. Notices state the test window and facility information. If you move out of the testing area, notify the SOS to avoid unnecessary test requirements. Persons with disabilities plates and placards. Eligible Illinois residents may obtain special license plates or window placards allowing parking in designated spaces. Permanent placards/plates require a physician's certification of qualifying disability. Temporary placards last up to 6 months. Meter-exempt permanent placard holders may park at meters without paying for up to 24 hours where local ordinances allow. Chapter 13 Summary. From dealer paperwork to insurance proof, responsible ownership keeps you legal and protects your investment. Review these steps anytime you buy, sell, or plate a vehicle in Illinois.